Hello, everyone, and welcome to session 3 of 18. As I said, there are total 18 sessions. So I hereby welcome all of you to session 3 of 18 sessions for Stock Talk, our training program. Now, the first point today that we are going to carry forward our discussion is price to earning ratio. So these are the points on your screen for session 3. And as you know, first point, as I mentioned, is the PE ratio. Now, please note there is a lot of confusion or there's a lot of gyan that is going around for price to earning ratio. It's actually coming from the American School of Investment, where earlier it was believed that if a stock has a PE ratio, as you can see an example on your screen, Asian Paints has a PE ratio of 106, which is very high. So first thing I would like to mention here for all of you is, since we are training you in Stock Talk, our training program, पहली चीज तो आप लोग ये समझिए, understand that don't be an accountant. Don't look for an accounting definition of the PE ratio. No, you have to look for the market definition, investing definition. There's a difference here. So in America, the belief since ages was that if the stock PE ratio is between 10 to 30, or let's say 10 to 40, then you can make a position and buy the stock. But if the PE ratio goes above 40, it's time to sell the stock. Now, in the Indian context, whatever companies you will analyze on your own and you will see in our training program, as of now, forget that the market is high and of course it is at its highest level. But apart from that, the PE ratio of Indian stocks is mostly on the higher side. Okay. So what does PE ratio exactly mean? Now, this is an optional criteria. If your stock clears the criteria, if the PE ratio is in Indian context for Indian companies, a good PE ratio is 22, 23, 25, maybe 30, 15, anywhere between 10 to 30 is okay to enter, to make a position, to buy. That is a textbook definition. But practically, look at Asian Paints. It is still running in high PE since so many years, but the stock is still growing, right? If you look at the growth, now look at this 1 year, 3 year growth. Any momentum you look at Asian Paints, 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, including the drop in the pandemic here, and then a major second drop here. I mean, the stock has consistently grown with this high PE ratio. So 3 years and 5 years. So what I'm trying to say, 5 years, January 2016, Asian Paints was 878 rupees, and January 2021, it will be around 2300 rupees. So it has tripled, almost tripled in 5 years. Exactly. That is what good stocks do. They double your wealth every 3 years. Asian Paints is close to coming there. So what does that mean? That price to earning ratio for Indian stocks is not a compulsory criteria, right? But what is the meaning of this? The meaning of this is very simple. To earn 1 rupee from the market, how much money is this company paying? So Asian Paints today is paying 106 rupees. The market is paying 106 rupees for Asian Paints to make 1 rupee. And the market is happy to pay that much price. It's actually very high, but the market is happy to pay. So how much money do you pay to earn that 1 rupee back from the market? That is price to earnings ratio, PE ratio, correct? Look at another example. HDFC Limited, not HDFC Bank, Housing Development Finance Corporation, the parent company of the HDFC family. What is the stock PE now here? 23. So HDFC Limited pays 23 rupees to make 1 rupee from the market. So which is cheaper? HDFC Limited. But if you look at the growth cycle again, it's almost the same. You will see consistent growth here also. 3 month, 1 month, 6 month, 1 year, there is an upheaval, of course. 3 years, there is growth. 5 years, there is growth. All metrics, you can see growth. So what does this mean? That PE ratio is an important metric. You have to understand, yes, like price to book value, we explained last time. You understood price to book. So PE ratio is also important, but it's not necessary in the Indian context कि आपको PE ratio help करेगा. So don't make it the only metric. Make it one of your 36 criterias. So HDFC has a very low PE ratio. HDFC Bank also, you can see on your screen, has a PE ratio of 26, which is very good. In spite of the price rising, the market is prepared to give it a good valuation. Asian Paints is pretty high. Pidilite, again, the stock that we use for example, always as an example, is again pretty high. You can see it's 87. And look what is happening in Bajaj Finance. The PE ratio is again very high, 65, right? But what is the stock price? 4909 approx. And look at Bajaj Finserv, the parent company of Bajaj Finance. Both these are great companies. What is the current stock price of Finserv? 8759, 8,700 rupees per share. And what is the PE ratio? 23. It is low. How did this happen? Exactly my point, right? Because the market is ready to pay that much price for earning that 1 rupee back. So in short, don't put too much emphasis on PE ratio. You should look at it's like हिंदी में बोलते हैं ना, मिल गया तो मिल गया, नहीं मिला criteria, move on. But it's not a compulsory criteria, it's an optional criteria. But what is the ideal PE ratio to have? I would say something between 15 to 30. If you get it between 15 to 30, you should enter the stock. Just say today, based on PE ratio, Bajaj Finserv looks a better stock to enter rather than Bajaj Finance, because you have a choice between the two family stocks. Okay, next criteria, relative strength index, very important criteria. The nomenclature, the rule says you should watch the RSI level of a stock. If the RSI level goes above 60, buy the stock. If the RSI level is below 40, sell the stock. And if it is between 40 to 60, neutral. Don't make any fresh position. Don't buy fresh, don't sell fresh. Stay put, stay neutral. Now, to get a better idea of the RSI level, I'll take you to investing.com. I think on this website we can see better RSI levels. So we'll put a stock here. Let's say again one of the tried and let us put Reliance. Let us check for Reliance. What does the level tell you for Reliance? Reliance Industries. Yes, you got it here. Yeah, this website is a little slow compared to Screener. I like Screener. Screener is pretty fast, but for RSI and technical analysis, investing.com is better. You can also download the app, by the way. Investing.com app also can be downloaded. It runs actually much better on the app. So you will come to investing.com, you will click on technical. As you saw, as I showed you, you'll click on technical. Then you will get all these kind of indications. Look at this, Reliance technical analysis. Okay. Hourly, 5 hourly, daily, weekly, monthly. You have to click on monthly. So first click the technical part, then click the monthly part. Why are we not clicking 5 hours, hourly, daily, and weekly? Because these are for traders. So if you are a day trader, you'll click on daily and check the technical charts. If you are a long-term investor, you have to click on monthly and beyond. So can you see the difference? When I click on 5 hours, it shows me strong sell, which means for a trader, as of now, Reliance is in the seller zone, short term. But when I come to monthly, this is for an intraday trader, 5 hours. When I come to monthly, I see a strong buy. Overall momentum is strong buy. And there are more buyers and there are hardly any sellers. What this means is it's giving you overall chart picture. We'll look at all of this in detail in the coming session. See, I have made 18 parts to the course so that I teach you everything slowly and steadily so that you can get a hold of things. Okay, so there is no need to rush into anything. Now let me come down here. Right, can you see RSI over here? I'll just zoom the page. Yeah, zooming into RSI. Can all of you see RSI over here? See, what does the RSI tell you? Buy. So this is a very, very, very important level, guys. Long term investors के लिए हमेशा याद रखिए, monthly पे click कीजिए, come to technical, go to monthly and check the RSI. Always keep checking the RSI levels before you make a sell call because you're long term investors. RSI अगर 60 के ऊपर है, if the RSI is above 60, currently it is 63.47, right? As you can see, the moment it goes above 60, the stock is in a buying territory for long term. And RSI, let me tell you guys, RSI will never lie. This is one metric which is, I found this 90% accurate in all my long-term investments. This never disappoints. RSI never disappoints, right? So yeah, 60 up, buy. If RSI was below 40, if it was 41, 42, 45, or if it was 35 or something, you should sell. Okay, this is the rule. Now there's one more part to the rule. I'll come to that. Let us check some other stocks ka RSI level. Let us check it for HDFC Bank. We are checking all big stocks. So let me check it for HDFC Bank. Yeah. I come to HDFC Bank. Then again, I go to technical. I click on technical here. And then I go to monthly here, monthly. Again, a strong buy. I can see a very strong buy. What is the RSI? Again, 67. Can you see 67 here? Correct. So again, this is showing you a very strong buy call. Now, what if a stock is giving RSI sell call? Like I am assuming for certain stocks, it will give me a sell call. Let me show you Vodafone Idea, for example. Let us look at some junk stocks at the moment. Vodafone Idea is, we are calling it a junk stock because so much of losses they have overcome. I'm sure the market will give you a better indication. Short term mein, it's only 9 rupees ka stock, but don't look at the price. You should never make a call looking only at the price. You should look at the overall analysis of the stock. As I said, this investing is a little slow, but it gives you clear picture at the end of the day. Now see, interesting. For Vodafone Idea, it is giving you neutral, but overall sentiment monthly basis is giving you mixed response because stock price is very low, but we know that the financials are not good. Let us look at RSI levels. Look at this, guys. Please have a look in front of your screen. Look at this. RSI says 40.74. Action sell, SELL, sell and come out. Did you look at this? So that's what I'm saying. Even if you want to trade into stocks, अगर आप शॉर्ट टर्म भी कुछ कर रहे हैं, प्लीज हैव अ लुक एट रिलेटिव स्ट्रेंथ इंडेक्स. व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ आरएसआई? इट शोज यू कि स्टॉक के अंदर कितना स्ट्रेंथ बचा है टू ग्रो फ्रॉम दीज लेवल्स. कैन इट ग्रो फर्दर फ्रॉम दीज लेवल्स और नॉट? गिव्स यू अ वेरी क्लियर इंडिकेशन ऑन दैट. ओके, नाउ मूविंग ऑन. अब दूसरा एक पॉइंट है, इसी से रिलेटेड है, आरएसआई मूवमेंट ट्रैक करना, विच इज नेगेटिव डाइवर्जेंस. What does this mean? You will have to listen to this in the video. The concept is negative divergence. Now, we claim that you should check the RSI level almost every week for a stock. If not every week, at least uh, once in 2 weeks if you are a long-term investor. So why we say that is because we have to watch out for this negative divergence. Now, what is negative divergence? Negative divergence is when a stock price is going up continuously for 3 to 5 trading days and the RSI does not move up proportionally for the same 3 to 5 trading days, then it is giving you a clear signal of negative divergence. Got it? What does this mean? It means that when the stock price goes up, guys, RSI goes up. Like 60 पे अगर आपने स्टॉक पकड़ा और स्टॉक का प्राइस है, लेट्स से आई विल गो बैक टू माय रिलायंस का एग्जांपल. मैं रिलायंस के एग्जांपल से आपको दिखाता हूँ. ट्राई टू एक्सप्लेन यू फ्रॉम दैट एग्जांपल. Okay, yeah, Reliance Industries. So when we see Reliance Industries, the RSI was 63 apparently, I guess. Let me check again. Technical. Monthly. Go to monthly. Right. So many advertisements. Okay. Strong buy. Summary. Strong buy. RSI कितना है? 63.47. करेक्ट. नाउ रिलायंस का करंट प्राइस कितना है वो भी देखना है. 1940 पे आपको मिल रहा है 63 का RSI. करेक्ट. 1940 is the current price. So when this price goes up to 2000, 2050, 2100, whatever, the RSI will also go up. The relative strength is increasing ना, because the stock price increasing. तो ये RSI भी 63 से ऊपर उठ के 68, 70, 75 पे जाएगा. And there will be a time, if at all, there will be a time when the price will move up, but RSI will stop. Now you have to watch out for that time. That's why it's a good idea to keep tracking RSI. Consistently उसको track करते रहना बहुत जरूरी है. Whenever you get 3 to 5 trading days, जहां stock price ऊपर गया है and RSI has not increased, which it should have, but it has not. That is the signal कि वो stock वहां से नीचे गिर सकता है. The stock can start correcting from that level. मतलब that's a clear signal that the stock has moved too much upwards and the RSI is preparing to come downwards. And that level, ladies and gentlemen, is called negative divergence. Okay, so that is a very important level to watch out for RSI. RSI should move up proportionally with the stock price. If it doesn't move up proportionally, then definitely there is some kind of divergence. Matlab the stock has decided to move downwards, right? But what is the timeline? Timeline is 3 days to 5 days, trading days, not holidays. 3 to 5 trading days. Consistently, the RSI should not move. And then you can take a conclusion कि sir, it is negative divergence. Okay. तो वो मैंने आपको क्यों बताया. As a long term investor, you don't need to worry, but it's a good idea to see कि if the stock price comes down and your theory is proven correct, then you can actually predict the stock prices using this RSI movement levels, right? Okay, next point is dividend paying stocks. Now, there are two kinds of investors in the markets, ladies and gentlemen. One look for growth companies, the others look for dividend paying companies. Now, I'll go back to screener.in. Thankfully, yeah, screener is faster, better, much better rather. So, we'll go back to screener.in. एंड नाउ एज आई सेड देयर आर टू काइंड्स ऑफ स्टॉक्स एक जो आपको ग्रोथ देंगे लेकिन डिविडेंड्स नहीं देंगे द अदर्स विच विल गिव यू डिविडेंड्स बट विच माइट नॉट ग्रो what are dividends exactly? Let us have a look. I'm sure a lot of you might be aware of definition of dividend, but still, for a layman, let us have a look. So as you can see, dividend refers to a reward, cash or otherwise, that a company gives to its shareholders. Dividends can be issued in various forms. Normally, it is given like a money. So let's say you have, it's like a company is rewarding you for being its shareholder. Okay. So let's say you have, let's say for example, ITC Limited का एक example देख लेते हैं यहाँ पे. You will see dividend yield over here. The dividend yield is 5.24%. What does this mean? If you are investing 50,000 rupees in ITC, so every year 5.24% of that 50,000 ITC will give you free money as dividends. Matlab, that's like once in a year, that is the annual cash reward that the company gives you for being a long-term investor with the company. And this reward companies announce it 2 months in advance. Sorry, I'm so sorry. 2 weeks, 1 or 2 weeks in advance, they announce this. Just for example, if today we are on 30th November, and if ITC had to declare a dividend on 15 December, so they will give a chance to investors कि हम अभी announce कर रहे हैं. 1st December they will announce we are going to declare dividend on 15 December X date. X date and record date will be announced. So anyone who has ITC shares as on 15th of December in his demat account will be एलिजिबल फॉर डिविडेंड्स. तो बहुत बार ऐसा होता है गाइस कि डिविडेंड पेइंग स्टॉक्स में पीपल एंटर जस्ट एट द राइट टाइम, दे टेक द डिविडेंड एंड इफ द स्टॉक प्राइस गोज अप आफ्टर द डिविडेंड दे एग्जिट ऑल्सो. ये भी एक स्ट्रैटेजी होती है, पीपल डू दैट. Let me show you an example. As I said, if you had invested 50,000 in ITC, 50,000 rupees, so your dividend yield will tell you how much percentage of that money you will get annually as dividends. What is 5% of 50,000? Approximately 2,500 rupees आपको बैठे बैठे as dividend मिल जाएंगे. तो मेनी लॉन्ग टर्म शेयर होल्डर्स क्या करते हैं, दे डोंट लुक फॉर ग्रोथ स्टॉक्स, दे लुक फॉर डिविडेंड स्टॉक्स. मतलब 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 शेयर लेके रख देते हैं एंड हर साल फ्री में उनको डिविडेंड मिलता है. आई शो यू couple of examples of dividend paying stocks. By the way, let me give you an important kind of announcement here. Mostly जो government companies होती है ना, government entities, ITC is a private one, but mostly the government companies pay a lot of dividends. I'll show you two examples here, REC and PFC. What is REC? A very favorite dividend paying stock है, बहुत सारे लोगों का favorite है ये. Company name is Rural Electrification Corporation Limited. It is connected in the business of power financing for small enterprises in the power sector. तो स्टेबल बिजनेस है, सरकारी कंपनी है, कभी बंद नहीं होगी, गारंटी है, बड़ी कंपनी है. लुक एट द डिविडेंड यील्ड 9%. इसका मतलब अगर आपका फिक्स डिपॉजिट आपको 6% दे रहा है, सो आरईसी के आप कितने भी जितने आपका अमाउंट एफडी कराते हो, if you put it into REC and just hold on to it, as of now it is giving you 9%. Now this dividend yield keeps changing year after year. Companies keep changing their preferences also, so it's not guaranteed. But so far, as of now, as per the current price, what is the current price of REC? 121 per share, low price है. तो इस प्राइस पे the company is giving you 9% every year as dividend, which means if you own so same 50,000 rupees if you invest in REC, तो आपको 50,000 का 9% डिविडेंड मिल जाएगा, which is 4,500, करेक्ट, एवरी ईयर. तो अगर आप वो 12 साल के लिए होल्ड करते हो और 9% हर साल डिविडेंड मिलता है, तो आपका कॉस्ट तो डिविडेंड में ही कवर हो गया, राइट? जितना आपने पैसा लगाया था, irrespective of the share price, कि share price ऊपर है, नीचे है, sideways है. If you don't look at the stock price, because you're getting rewarded every year as dividends, you're still making money with the stock. So this is also a parallel investment strategy, guys. Understand? ये भी काफी लोगों का strategy हो जाता है. जो suppose somebody has 5 lakh, 10 lakh, 15 lakh, and they are, you know, they're very confident about the company कि this will never die, but they will keep on paying dividends. Now look what has happened with REC. I'll take you to the graph. REC का simple example है. 3rd November they declared that we will be giving a dividend for this year. मतलब obviously they give dividends every year, right? And REC gives you 9% of the current price. मतलब अभी 120 का प्राइस है तो उसका आप अगर देखो ऑलमोस्ट per share, REC per share will give you around 20 rupees dividend per share. So if you have 100 shares of REC, you will get 2000 rupees free K as dividend. Now look at the graph. 3rd November, somewhere here, REC, ये हर साल होता है, this is not only this year. Every year this trend we have seen, I'm just showing this to you practically that how these things work. दिस इज नॉट अ ग्रोथ स्टॉक. तो अगर आप आरईसी में इन्वेस्ट करेंगे 121 के प्राइस में थिंकिंग दैट ये हर साल ऊपर जाएगा, प्राइस मूवमेंट शायद नहीं मिलेगा, डिविडेंड शायद मिल सकता है, प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ गेटिंग अ डिविडेंड इज हायर. You might see that next year price गिर गया 100 रुपीज पे आ गया, बिकॉज दिस इज नॉट अ ग्रोथ कंपनी लाइक एशियन पेंट्स और एचडीएफसी और बजाज फाइनेंस. उनका डिविडेंड बिल्कुल कम है बट उनका प्राइस मूवमेंट ज्यादा है. नाउ आरईसी में एज यू कैन सी 3rd November दे डिक्लेयर्ड दैट वील बी गिविंग द डिविडेंड फॉर दिस ईयर ऑन 13th November. So anyone who has our shares on 13 November तक will be eligible for the dividend. और देखो क्या हुआ, जैसे ही कंपनी का मैसेज आता है डिविडेंड देने वाले, immediately the stock price starts going up. It was at 104 here, it went up, further up till 12th November, exactly the day cutoff day which they had announced. It constantly went on going up from 104 to 118. इसका मतलब जिसने भी डिविडेंड लेने के लिए भी अगर शॉर्ट टर्म पोजीशन बनाया होगा, even if he or she wanted to just cash in on the dividends, they entered at 104 and they saw the price all the way to 118 in only 8 or 9 days. 14 रुपीज पर शेयर का गेन मिला यहाँ इन ओनली 9 days, प्लस जो डिविडेंड मिला 20 रुपीज पर शेयर वो अलग. तो आपने कितना अर्न किया आरईसी में इन 2 weeks? 34 rupees per share. That's very high for a company with a share price of only 121 rupees. 34 rupees per share is a little high, right? That's very high actually. और उसके बाद क्या हुआ, जैसे ही डिविडेंड का खत्म हो गया बहुत सारे लोगों ने बल्क में शेयर सेल करना स्टार्ट कर दिया. तो ये 118 से गिर के 13 नवंबर 115 हुआ बिकॉज वो कट ऑफ डेट था. फिर 114, देन सम न्यू इन्वेस्टर्स थॉट कि अभी इसमें एंट्री लेनी चाहिए एंड दे गॉट काइंड ऑफ ट्रैप्ड. इट हैज कॉन्स्टेंटली कम डाउन, अप डाउन, स्विंग ट्रेड में चल रहा है तब से लेके अभी तक. इट इज इन अ स्विंग ट्रेड. नाउ दिस इज वेयर न्यू इन्वेस्टर्स गेट ट्रैप्ड कि चलो यार स्टॉक बढ़ गया, बट दे डोंट रियलाइज स्टॉक क्यों बढ़ा. Many people who might have seen the stock movement going up might have thought कि चलो इसमें momentum आ रहा है, let's enter. This is where traders make a mistake. Sorry, not investors. Investors are sharper. This is the pitfall of a trader. Trader ये गलती करते हैं, गलत टाइम पे एंट्री करते हैं. 118 is a little high value to enter REC because now it is at 121 again, and it might move sideways till maybe unless there is some good news or till they give the next dividend, whatever. तो ये एक example है of how people make money in dividend paying stocks. But what I am saying is you don't need to be a trader here. You can still make money. You can keep REC shares. Okay, we are not recommending REC as a buy call, but if somebody holds on to REC for 10 years, 15 years with conviction, you will still get paid. You don't need to touch your shares. You'll still get paid the money जो dividend में वैसे भी आपको मिलता था. You don't need to do this entry exit का नाटक again and again. Of course, but if you are a smart trader and you enter at the right time and exit at the right time, you actually make more money because आपको price movement का भी पैसा मिला and आपने dividend भी कमा लिया. So many bulk investors do this. Be mindful. Many bulk investors have this strategy. Just before dividend is declared, they enter a company and after the company gives it, they exit the company. Very conveniently, they sell the stock क्योंकि price तो बढ़ गया है, तो profit तो वहां भी मिला है उनको. Next company which gives good dividends is in the same industry, Power Finance Corporation. This company actually owns 52% of REC. मतलब जो इसके पहले वाली आपने कंपनी देखी उसका मेजॉरिटी स्टेक होल्डर है पावर फाइनेंस कॉर्पोरेशन, करंटली ट्रेडिंग एट 108 रुपीज. अगेन पीएसयू है, गवर्नमेंट कंपनी है, इसलिए डिविडेंड थोड़ा हाई है. दिस कॉमन फैक्टर यू विल फाइंड, लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन. नॉर्मली द गवर्नमेंट कंपनीज पे वेरी हाई डिविडेंड्स एंड दिस इज, वी हैव सीन दिस एज काइंड ऑफ अ कॉमन फैक्टर. इसका भी डिविडेंड यील्ड देखो तो 8% है. नाउ लुक एट what about other companies like whatever we've discussed so far. Bajaj Finance का देखो dividend yield कितना है, बहुत कम, hardly 0.2%, because this is not a dividend stock, this is a growth stock. You make money in this on the stock price, not on the dividend, not steady, it will grow. HDFC Bank again 0%, flat zero. They are not giving you dividend. HDFC Life Insurance वो भी देख लो, which is our next, as I told you in the first lecture, it is our next big bet. इसका भी dividend yield अभी तक तो जीरो है. तो प्राइवेट कंपनीज जो है ना वो इतना नहीं देंगी आपको. पब्लिक सेक्टर में प्राइस घूमे ना घूमे डिविडेंड मिल जाता है. नाउ लुक एट एवेन्यू सुपरमार्केट्स, डी मार्ट. This is the company which you know as DMart, the retailer. Avenue Supermarkets is the name, registered name of the company. इसका भी price बहुत घूमा है, but इसका भी dividend yield is zero again, very low. In fact, zero, right? Pidilite, 0.45, very low again. Asian Paints, 0.54, again very low. So please make sure why you want to enter a stock. Your strategy, guys, should be very clear. Are you trying to make money via stock movement, or are you chasing the dividends? Okay, I've explained it to you. Now in session 4, we will start the session 4 from this example. A good stock, a good moving stock is not necessarily a good idea. Case in point, IndusInd Bank. We will start from here, exactly from here, and I will tell you session 4 mein why we think IndusInd Bank must have given you supernormal returns, but not necessarily a good idea. And what are the filters that you need to watch out for in something like IndusInd Bank? What does a long-term investor need to watch out for in these kind of companies? So I hope these pointers so far, RSI, dividend, PE ratio, were clear to you. Let me show you some other PE ratio. Let us look at Reliance ka PE ratio kitna hai before we wind up session number 3. Look at Reliance. Reliance ka book value bhi अच्छे level पे है. Stock PE is also not bad. It is 31. It is still good. And market leader hai ye stock. I'm just using this as an example. Okay, so this is still a market leader. And we know that Jio is the reason why Reliance is getting so much valuation from the market. So if you look at the last 6 months, the stock has actually gone from, in fact, the last 1 year, it has gone from a low of, this is the pandemic low of 875, all the way up to 2324 here, highest, which is again almost a triple count, almost tripled in a matter of 6 months. But guys, this was not due to Reliance ka core business. The core business is oil and gas. Oil and gas is doing, it's a loss-making business today, post-pandemic. Reliance ka valuation market ne diya because of Jio, because they were getting investments in the name of Jio platforms. और Jio के दम पे ये चल रहा है. Okay, so we have to analyze how sustainable is Reliance at this price for Jio. That is another analysis for Reliance specific analysis that you can watch our profit curve YouTube channel. We have made a video on this. The profit curve is our YouTube channel, and uspe Reliance ka video you can watch out. You'll understand why and how this stock is growing so much. Jio is the game changer for them. Okay, thank you so much for being an audience in session 3. I'll see you again in session 4 very soon, ladies and gentlemen. Keep profiting.